Happy morning to all. It's my great privilege to welcome you all for the webinar on sensor networking organized by Department of Computer Application. I cordially welcome our resource person Dr. M. Devaki, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology and Cognitive Systems, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Welcome you, ma'am. I heartily welcome our respected chairman, Thiru M.A.K. Balakrishnan, Sri Krishnasamy Educational Trust, and also extend my welcome to our directors, Thiru K.B.K. Rajmohan, Thiru K.B. Arun, Thiru K.B. Krishnanand, Sri Krishnasamy College for Women. I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed Dean, Dr. R. Revati, and Dynamic Principal, Dr. R. Geeta Rani, Sri Krishnaswamy College for Women. Last but not the least, I gratefully welcome our faculty and my dear students for this valuable webinar. Once again, I welcome you all. I feel extremely happy to introduce our resource person, Dr. M. Devaki, MCA MPhil, PhD, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology and Cognitive Systems, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Dr. M. Devaki had completed her UG degree, BSc Computer Science in 2001 at Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. She completed her PG degree, MCA, with a first class in 2004 at Bharathidasan University and MPhil in 2005 Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science at Coimbatore, and she had done her PhD in 2016 at PSG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. He has more than 8 years of experience in teaching. She presented 15 papers in both national and international conferences and published 16 articles in international journal. I am really proud to introduce you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning, students. I am Dr. M. Devaki, Assistant Professor, Department of IT and Cognitive Systems, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. I would like to thank Dr. R. Revati, Dean, Dr. R. Geeta Rani, Principal, and Ms. P. Amuda, Head, BCA Department, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present a webinar on sensor networking. Today, few basic details about sensor networking. Few concepts related to network. First, we have to see what is networks. So, a computer network connects two or more autonomous computers. A network is a way to get stuff between two or more things. The computers can be geographically located anywhere. So, examples: mail, phone system, conversations, railroad system, highways, and roads. Next, we see the classification of networks. So, depending upon the types of functions, manufacturing, process, office, or building, automation, the communication tasks to be performed vary in complications and are from time to time even conflicting. The use of single communication network would therefore not yield most favorable results. So the core attention provides very different networks and topologies that are more or less tailored to a specific applications. And network infrastructures can vary greatly in the terms of the size of the area covered, the number of users connected, the number and types of services available. According to the location, the networks are broadly classified into local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. Local area network is to be defined as network in small geographical area, that is room, building or a campus is called local area network. Network in a city is called metropolitan area network. Network spread geographically, that is country or across the globe, is called wide area networks. Local area network is also referred as LAN. This system spans on a small area like a small office or home. The computer systems are linked with cables. In LAN system, computers on the same site could be linked. And the advantages of LAN are low cost, easily configure and easy to manage. And disadvantages of LAN are expensive to install, require administrative time, file server may fail, cables may break. Next is wide area network. Wide area network is a type of networking where a number of resources are installed across a large area such as multinational business. And next we see the advantages of wide area network. It covers a large geographical area, so long distance business can connect on the one network. Everyone on the network can use the same data. This avoids problems where some users may have older information than others. And we see the disadvantages of WAN are protection against hackers and viruses adds more complexity and expense. Next is metropolitan area network. It is a large computer network that usually spans a city or a large campus. A metropolitan area network often acts as a high-speed network to allow sharing of regional resources. A metropolitan area network typically covers an area of between 5 and 50 kilometer diameter. The biggest advantage of MAN is the bandwidth, that is speed of the connecting links between the networks. And the disadvantages is network faults can cause loss of data and system opens to hackers. So it is easy to threaten the data using the hackers. And next topic is data transmission media. How the data are transmitted towards the network. The transmission media is a pathway that carries the information from sender to receiver. So sender is the source and receiver is the destination. And transmission media is also called communication channel. And next we see the types of transmission media. There are two types: wired or guided media or bound transmission media. And next one is wireless or unguided media or unbound transmission media. First we see wired transmission media. So it is called bound transmission media, or the cables that are tangible or have physical existence and are limited by the physical geography location. Each of them has its own characteristics like transmission speed, effect of noise, and physical appearance and cost. Next we see wireless transmission media. It is called unbound transmission media, and unbound transmission media are the ways of transmitting data without using any cables. These media are not bounded by physical geography location. This type of transmission is called communication. Nowadays, wireless communication is becoming popular, and wide local area network LAN are being installed in office and college campus. Microwaves and radio wave infrared are some of the popular unbound transmission media. And the data transmission Capabilities of the various media vary differently depending upon the following factors. The factors are bandwidth, radiation, noise absorption, and attenuation. Bandwidth is commonly refers to the data carrying capacity of a channel or medium. Higher bandwidth communication channel, higher data rates. Next one, radiation. It refers to the leakage of signal from the medium due to undesirable electrical characteristics of the medium. And next factor is noise absorption. It refers to the susceptibility of the media to external electrical noise that can cause disturbance of the data signal. And last one is attenuation. It refers to loss of energy as signal propagates outwards. The amount of energy lost depends upon the frequency. Next, the concept is protocol. So, in general, the protocol is to be defined as a set of rules used to communicate between two computers in the network. So, the protocol defined as a set of rules and should be used for any applications in the network. So, in basic, the protocols should be defined as set of rules and what do you want to do with the protocol, that is the application. And next, where are you going? So kind of data should be transferred from one place to other place, that is source and destination. So where the data is to be going, some using some address from source to destination. And what are all the medias the data to be transferred, that is how do you get there, that is the media types. So the data are transferred from one place to other place using the media. And last one, do you get there, that is the data. Suppose if the data is transmitted from one place to other place, so the sender sends the data, the receiver acknowledge the data. If it is any error in that data, you have to check that error. So did you get that, that is acknowledgement, receiving the original data. Suppose if we did not receive any original data, a loss of data should be also occurred. So that is the error checking. And next, the concept is basic communication models in the networking layer. So first layer is the user layer, next one application layer, third one transport layer, and last one transmission layer. So the user sends the data or frames or bits towards the layers, towards the particular application. So the layers carries the data or bits or frames or packets, so convert and transfer towards the transport layer. So transport layer carries the data and towards the transmission layer. So in transmission layer, error checking and correction, so all possible occurrences are occurred in transmission layer. At last the data reaches the destination. So these are the 7 layers in the network. So the layers in the networks are application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, and physical layer. And next we see some networking basic concepts. So NDIS interface, number 1. Next one, streams. Third, transport driver interface. And fourth one is redirectors and host servers. So NDIS interface, network driver specification interface. NDIS is network driver specification interface, wraps NIC drivers and allow communication with multiple protocols, binds as a NIC to a protocol layer. And next one, streams. It is defined as multiple channels allowing broader bandwidth for data transfer, envelop the protocols. And third one is transport driver interface. It allows software driver redirector to communicate with protocols. Next one is redirectors. Software in redirector to the network drives printers request to network with IO request. And last one, servers. Software that allows a device to accept request from other device. And next the topic is applications of networks. First one is resource sharing, next one information sharing, and third one is communication. So first one, resource sharing. So sharing of resources, that is hardware, that is computers resources like disks and printers, and softwares, that is the application software. Next sharing is information sharing, that is a easy accessibility from anywhere, that is files and database, and search capability world wide web. And next application is communication, that is email and message broadcast. And next application is remote computing. A remote computer is also known as remote desktop or remote access. It is a physical personal computer to which a user does not have physical access, but that can be accessed or interacted with servers. So that is used to peer-to-peer connections. And next application is distributed processing, also called grid computing. Distributed processing is a setup in which multiple individual central processing units works on the same programs, functions or systems to provide more capability for a computer or other device. Next we see is network topology. So the network topology defines the way in which computers, printers and other devices are connected. A network topology describes the layout of the wire devices as well as the paths used by data transmissions. So there are 5 network topologies available. Number 1, bus topology, and then ring topology, star topology, extended star topology, and last is mesh topology. First one, bus topology. So commonly referred to as a linear bus, and all the devices on a bus topology are connected by one single cable. That is called bus topology. Next one is star and tree topology. So the star topology is the most commonly used architecture in Ethernet LANs. When installed, the star topology resembles spokes in a bicycle wheel. Larger network use the extended star topology, also called tree topology. When used with network devices that filter frames or packets like bridges, switches and routers, this topology significantly reduces traffic on the wires by sending packets only to the wires of the destination host. Next one, ring topology. A frame travels around the ring, stopping at each node. If a node wants to transmit data, it adds the data as well as the destination address to the frame. The frame then continues around the ring until it finds the destination node, which takes the data out of the frame. There are 2 types of ring. Single ring, all the devices on the network share a single cable. Dual ring, the dual ring topology allows data to be sent in both directions. Next one is mesh topology. The mesh topology connects all devices, that is nodes, to each other for redundancy and fault tolerance. Redundancy is same data to be appeared or stored more than once, that is duplication of data. It is used in WANs to interconnect LAN and for mission critical networks like those used by banks and financial institutions. And implementing the mesh topology is expensive difficult. And next we see the network components. First component in the network is physical media. So the physical media is nothing but how the data are transmitted physically through fiber optic cable, twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, etc. And next one is interconnecting devices. And next one is computers, and next one networking software and applications. So in physical media carries the network messages. It connects machine together on the network. And four types of physical media. First one is metallic cable and coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, fiber optic cable and wireless cable. Next that seen about networking media. So networking media can be defined simply as the means by which the signals are sent from one computer to another by means of cables or wireless. So the data can be in coaxial cable or fiber optic cable. So some kind of cables to be transmitted for sending the data from the source to destination. And next one is networking devices. So there are different types of networking devices available. Number one, hub, switches, routers, wireless access points and modems. So using these devices we can carry the data towards the network through 7 layers. First one, hub. So hub is a physical layer networking device which is used to connect multiple devices in a network. They are generally used to connect computers in a LAN. Next one, switches. A switch is one of the type of computer network devices. A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together. Multiple data cables are plugged into a switch to enable communication between different network devices. And switches may also operate at higher layers of the OSI model, including the network layers and the above layers. Next device, a router is a networking device that forwards data packets between computer networks. A packet is typically forwarded one router to another router through the networks that constitute an internetwork. Example, the internet, until it reaches its destination node. Next concept is next computer devices is networking devices, wireless access points. So in computer networking, a wireless access point or more generally access point is a networking hardware device that allow other Wi-Fi devices to connect to a wired network. Our next networking device is modem. A modem is a portmanteau of modulator, demodulator. It is a hardware device that converts data from a digital format intended for communication directly between devices with specialized wiring into one suitable for a transmission medium such as telephone lines or radio. Next the concept is computers, that is client and server. That is one of the main concept in networking. So in a client server network arrangement, network services are located in dedicated computer whose only function is to respond to the request of clients. The server contains the file, print, applications, security and other services in a central computer that is continuously available to respond to client request. In general, server provides the resources, client access the resources from the server. Next, the topic is applications of networks. First one is email, and next searchable data using the websites, and next e-commerce, news groups, internet telephony, video conferencing, chat groups, instant messengers, and internet radio. These are all the applications provided by the networks. And next one is basic network terminology. First terminology in the network is client server relationship. Next, client requests the shared resources and the server responds to the client resources and share the resources. And simple, next topic is simple network needs. So what are all the minimum network constraints for the simple network? So medium to carry the data from source to destination, adapter NIC card, and next protocol, and last one is client server software. These are all the 4 constraints needed for a simple network. First one, network interface NIC card. It is a physical link between machine and a network, and also it acts as a connection between machine and a medium, so the data are to be transmitted, and it is also known as network adapter card. Next, the concept is layers of the network. There are 7 different layers in the network. So application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, data link layer, physical layer. These are all the layers across the network. So in the following figure, there are 2 different network machines are to be transmitted. That is, one is sending machine, that is the source, and receiving machine is the destination. Both machines are commonly connected towards the network medium. And next, the concept is networking types. 2 types of networking: peer-to-peer networking and client-server networking. So in the peer-to-peer networking, Windows 98 2000 and Windows for workgroups are to be transmitted. And next one is client server based networking: Windows NT server, Novel server, Unix and Linux. These are the basic networking types. And next week concept is the IP addressing. So IP address consists of 4 octets such as example 171.64.20.23. So each octet consists of numbers between 0 and 255, that is OO and FF in the hexadecimal. It works system with area codes to the left, then prefix, but more flexible. On campus, your computer will know that 171.64 means Stanford, while it will figure out the 20 means Pine Hall, that it will learn 23 means the networking. It does through subnet masking. In this case, 255.255.255.0, which is not converted in this class. And next one, Stanford's network ranges are 171.64.0.0 through 171.67.20.23. 255.255 and 128.12.0.0 through 128.12.255.255 and few others. And next we see IP address class networks, that is A, B and C class networks in IP address. First one A class networks and B class networks and C class networks. A class network is to be defined as first 8 bits fixed for A class networks, that is 026, so 127. Very large companies like IBM, BBN, DEC and HP can assign these A class networks. It can assign 3 dotted quads up to 6 million hosts. Next one is B class networks. First 16 bits fixed, first quad 128 to 199 and second 0 to 255. Medium sized companies like Microsoft, Exxon can assign 2 dotted quads. And last one is C class networks. First 24 bits fixed, first quad 192 to 223 and second and third 0 to 255. It can assign 1 dotted quad up to 253 host. 0 is the subnet address, 1 default router address and last 255 broadcast address. And next one is IP domain name resolution, that is DNS. Since most people find it easier to remember names instead of numbers, IP numbers can also and almost always are associated with names. Your computer, however, needs a number, so the domain name system DNS exists to make everyone happy. A name such as networking stanford.edu tells you the first level domain. So edu for educational institutions, the second level domain Stanford and the actual host name networking. If you want the number for a host name with a stanford.edu, you will ask one of our DNS servers to give it to you. If you need to go outside stanford.edu, you will still ask our servers, but they will figure out which other servers should get your request, send it to them and will send the reply back to you. And the topic in networking is internet host names. So host a list of IP address and names for each machine. DNS domain name service, a server with a common table of IP and names used with Windows 2000 together with Active Directory. Our next one is Windows Internet Name Server, WINS, not DNS compatible, and it can reserve IP address inside a Windows network. And next one is FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Names of like machine.org.domain. Example, ubmail.ubalt.edu with the DNS assignment to an IP address for educational institutions. And next, the networking type is peer-to-peer networks and based networks. So peer-to-peer network has no centralized control and it acts as a both client and a server, and it user controls access to machine and institutionalized chaos and security concerns. Adding machines to the peer-to-peer network slows the network down. And next, the slide is peer-to-peer advantages. It is easy to install and configure, and users control individual shared resources across the network. It is inexpensive to purchase and operate. No network administrator required, and it is a best for 10 or fewer users. And next one is peer-to-peer disadvantages. security for only a single resources at a time. It provides security for a single use resource for a single time, and users may need to know many passwords. So, and next, individual machine backup should be available, and if speed decreases while sharing, no central location or access of data is possible in peer-to-peer networks. And next one is server-based network. Server is the key of to this type, and it is a centralized control of resources and utilize faster processors. It requires more memory and extra peripherals devices to be connected. And next the topic server security. So what are all the constraints provides to the server for its security? That is physical access to the server, and next the server specialized with entry servers, and it should be in domain model, and it should have account names, and it should have passwords and firewalls. These are all the constraints for giving security towards the server. And next the topic is server based advantages in the networking. So first we see the advantages of the server. It is in central security or accounts accessing. So we can accessing the account centralized architect, and it simplify the network administration because of centralization. Each one can access the data at any place, and it is a powerful or efficient access to resources, and single password for each user for the networking in a centralized server, and best for high use and user and also for networks. These are all the advantages towards the server. And next the server based disadvantages. If server failures result in unusable networks, and if a server failure it results in loss of resources also possible, and expert staff to managing cost. Dedicated hardware increases cost. Dedicated software also increases cost. Next, the topic is specialized servers. Apart from the regular server, some of the specialized servers are to be available for different applications. So, the services supplied are application servers used for particular applications, communication server for communicating the data, and next the domain controllers or directory servers for particular domains, and also for fax servers. These are all the specialized servers available in the networking, and also some other specialization servers are mail servers for transferring mail, web server transferring of web data, and file and print servers are also available in specialized servers. Next one, application servers. So server side of client or server applications used for particular data in the network, and it supply application services and data, and it provide processing services, and Microsoft SQL Server runs on Windows NT Server. And next one is communication server. It accesses beyond network's local scope, inbound and outbound resource access, dial through modem, and Windows NT Server remote access server, and RAS manages dial in network connections between the transfer of data towards the cables in networking. Next one, mail servers. It is used for email for network users. It allows local exchange of messages and it permits server-based storage of messages. It forward user messages to destinations and also used for Microsoft Exchange server. And next one is web server used in World Wide Web, and it is also used for file transfer protocol, transferring of the files across the network, and Gopher services, and also for internets, and also for NT server, Internet Information Server, that is IIS. And next the topic is selecting the right network. So there are different constraints available for choosing the right networks. So first one is budget considerations and number of users available in the network and physical span of the network, that is the life, and specialized servers and services designed for our applications. And next one is internet work or WAN access and future growth of the network. These are all the constraints available for selecting the right network. And next one is details about sensor networking. First, we have to see what do you mean by sensor. So, a sensor is a converter that measures a physical quantity and converts it into a signal which can be read by an observer or by an instrument. A sensor is a device which responds to an input quantity by generating a functionality related output, usually in the form of an electrical or optical signal. A sensor's sensitivity indicates how much the sensor's output changes when the measured quantity changes. Next, we have to see about data transmission media, how the data are transmitted from sender to receiver or in sensor. Transmission media is a pathway that carries the information from sender to receiver. We use different types of cables or waves to transmit the data from one place to other place. Data is transmitted normally through electrical or electromagnetic signals. These signals can be transmitted through copper wires, optical fibers, atmosphere, water, and vacuum. Different medias have different properties like bandwidth, delay, cost, and ease of installation and maintenance. Transmission media is also called communication channel. And types of transmission media. Transmission media is broadly classified into two groups: wired or guided media or bound transmission media. And next is wireless or unguided media or unbound transmission media. Wired or guided media or bound transmission media are the cables that are tangible or have physical existence and are limited by the physical geography. Popular bound transmission media in use are twisted pair cables, coaxial cable, and fiber optical cables. Each of them has its own characteristics like transmission speed, effect of noise, physical appearance, and cost. Next, wireless or unguided media or unbound transmission media. Unbound transmission media are the ways of transmitting data without using any cables. These medias are not bounded by physical geography. This type of transmission is called wireless communication. Nowadays, wireless communication has become popular. Wireless local networks are being installed in office and college campus. Microwaves, radio wave, infrared are some of the popular unbound transmission media. The data transmission capabilities of various medias vary differently depending upon the various factors. So some of the factors are bandwidth. It refers to the data carrying capacity of a channel or medium. Higher bandwidth communication channels support higher data rates. And next one is radiation. It refers to the leakage of signals from the medium due to undesirable electrical characteristics of the medium. And next property is noise absorption. It refers to the susceptibility of the media to external electrical noise that can cause distortion of the data signal. And next is attention, and it refers to loss of energy as signal propagates outwards. The amount of energy lost depends on the frequency. And we have to see what are all the elements in the communication network. First is communication networks based on serial data transmission. Communication networks are based on serial data transmission are the platform of up-to-date automation systems. To make the communication method efficient, it begins with a message or entity or device to one or more. The first element is the message source or sender. Message source are people or electronic devices that need to send a message to other individual or devices. The second element of communication is the destination or receiver of the message. The destination receives the message. And third element is called a transmission channel and consists of the transmission media that provides the pathway over which the message can travel from source to destination. Consider, for example, the desire to communicate using words, pictures and sounds from one place to other place, that is the source to destination. Each of the messages can be sent across a data or communication network by first converting them into analog to digital conversion or binary digits or bits. By end of the communication, network transmission channel transmits the bits over the suitable medium. Selection criteria for communication network systems. Performance and flexibility are the two types of exclusive factors which conclude the power of the communication capability of a device. These two unique features consider it as a display for the swap over the information between two devices minimum. Many more aspects are taken into the communication network concern in order to accurately illustrate the performance and estimate the usability of a communication medium. The following constraints depicts the concepts involved in communication system process. First one, physical properties, that is transmission speed of data, and next one is functional aspects, that is noise immunity and exchangeability, and third is application range, that is hazardous environments, that is an example, and popularity of the market, example price and acceptance of the data, and next state of standardization, that is exchangeability of data, and depending upon the respective applications, each selection criteria must be analyzed from the source to receiver. And a complete communication process steps including following steps: creation of data at the application layer of the originating source and end service, segmentation and encapsulation of data as it passes down the protocol stack in the source and end device, generation of the data onto the media at the network access layer of the stack, and the transportation of the data through the internetwork, which consists of media and any intermediary devices, and reception of the data at the network access layers of the destination end device, decapsulation and reassembly of the data as it passes up the stack in the destination device, and last, passing this data to the destination application at the application layer of the destination end device. And we have to see in the classification of communication network. So depending upon the types of function, manufacturing, process, office or building, automation, the communication tasks to be performed vary in complication and from time to time even conflicting. The use of single communication network would therefore not yield most favorable results. So the call attention provides very different networks and topologies that are more or less tailored to a specific applications. And next, we have seen about the network infrastructure. It should be vary greatly in the terms of size of the area covered and the number of users connected towards the particular network. And last, the number and types of services available within the particular area or the particular users. So the figure illustrates the classification of communication network in WAN, MAN and LAN, wide area network, metropolitan area network and local area network. First see what are the types of networks. First one is local area network, that is LAN. The local area network is also referred to as LAN. This system spans a small area like a small office or home. The computer systems are linked with cables. In LAN system, computers on the same site could be linked. Advantages of LAN: low cost, easy configuration, easy to manage. And disadvantages of LAN are expensive to install, requires administrative time, file server may fail, cables may break. And next network is wide area network. It is a wide area network of WAN is a type of networking where a number of resources are installed across a large area such as multinational business. And see the advantages of WAN. It covers a large geographical area, so long distance business can connect on the one network. Everyone on the network can use the same data. This avoids problems where some users may have older information than others. And next, disadvantages of WAN is protection against hackers and virus add more complexity and expenses. And next network is metropolitan area network. It is also called MAN. It is a large computer network that usually spans a city or a large campus. A MAN often acts as a high-speed network to allow sharing of regional resources. A MAN typically covers an area of between 5 and 50 kilometer diameter. The biggest advantages of MAN is the bandwidth, that is the speed of the data across the network of the connecting links. Disadvantage: network faults can cause loss of data and system opens to hackers. And we have seen list out the some of the sensor classification scheme. So first the sensor should be classified according to the measurements, and according to the measurements it should be subclassified as acoustic, wave amplitude, phase polarization and spectrum, and then wave velocity and other biologicals and biomass concentrations and other sensors. And next one, chemical sensors components, that is the identities, concentrations and states. And electric sensor, it should be under charge and current sensor and potential difference of the sensor. Electrical phase, that is amplitude, phase polarization and spectrum of the sensors. Conductivity and permittivity of the sensors and other sensors. And next one is magnetic sensor and magnetic field. It encompasses amplitude, phase polarization and spectrum, and magnetic flux and permeability. And mechanical sensor and position, that is linear or angular, velocity, accelerations, force, and next stress and pressure, and next one is strain. And next is mass, density, moment, torque, and speed of flow, rate of mass, transport, shape, roughness, orientation, stiffness, compliance, viscosity, crystalline, structural integrity, and optical sensor. Next, wave amplitude, phase, polarization, spectrum. And next, wave velocity and energy, intensity, thermal, temperature, flux, specific heat, thermal conductivity. And next we have go for acoustic sensor network. Basic details regarding wireless sensor network. The term acoustic refers to the sound. The acoustic sensor network has revolutionized the field of animal ecology. and sensor networking technology according to the naturalist. Sensor network allows us to examine or observe in remote areas or surveillance areas where we cannot physically be available. A wireless sensor network consists of large number of sensor nodes that cooperatively monitors a specific region of interest. Typically, a sensor node is a small hardware device consisting of a processing unit, sensing unit, communication unit, and a power unit that is used for sensing data, processing, and communication purpose. These nodes collectively gather sensed information and forward it to the special node called base station, which act as an interface between sensor node and users. The set of nodes that are selected for a sensor network coverage can be either a homogeneous network or heterogeneous network of nodes. In homogeneous group, all of the nodes have the same capacities. In heterogeneous group of some nodes are more powerful than others. And there are several factors that must be considered when developing a plan for coverage in a sensor network. Many of these will be dependent upon the particular applications and sensor node capacity that is being addressed. Wireless sensor network nodes can be designed to detect the ground vibrations generated by the silent footstep of a burglar. In the small kindergarten, the node location can be used to monitor the progress of the children by tracking their intention with toys and also with each other. It can be used in the hospital environment to keep track of equipments, patients, doctors, and nurses. For these advantages, precise knowledge of the node location in acoustic sensor network is an active field research in the wireless sensor networking. People need somewhere to live, and more importantly, they need land on which to grow food. In addition to food crops, forests are being logged for their timber or cleared to make space for cash crop plantations such as rubber, tea, and palm oil. As the human population has inexorably risen, the former forest wildlands in which the elephants lived have disappeared. Both are increasingly fighting for space. Human elephant conflict is in the rise and it's a battle and that elephant is losing. The main cause of the natural forest is it is to be estimated that around 26,000 Asian elephants are used for domestic purpose. Despite the best efforts of the government, the society, and the people at large, elephant safe killing still remains an uphill task. Major threats to elephants. First one is territory disaster, destruction and deprivation of the elephant habitat, unlawful killing for ivory trade, and train accidents. And safety measures are introduced in the railway budget of 2013 and electrocution. And next last one is human elephant conflict. And next the area goes on to the network application in forest. So what are all the basic idea in forest around networking? India has a distant range of woodland from the rainforest of Kerala in the south to the alpine pastures of Ladakh in the north, from the deserts of Rajasthan in the west to the evergreen forest in the northeast. Humidity, soil type are the main factors that determine the type of woodland. Forest covers 31% of the land area on our planet. They produce vital oxygen and provide homes for peoples and wildlife. Many of the world's most threatened and endangered animals lives in forests, and 1.6 billion people benefits of forest offer including food, fresh water, clothing, traditional medicine and shelter. In and these are all the areas we have covered in the sensor network in forest and also in research or in thesis proposals. We have identified the individual species in the forest and we have to detect the forest fire reduction in sensor networking and also in detecting the forest tree health using sensor and also identifying the tree disease in forest using sensors and also yes using the sensor you have to assessment of wind or cyclone damage and other severe climatic condition. Using the sensor, we detecting the forest degradation and deforestation, and also forest environment monitoring. That is using the sensor. We have to monitoring the air and soil moisture in leaves, and we have to using the sensor forest roads planning and assessing and managing wildlife habitat and we have to estimate the tree age using sensor. Precision agriculture should be used, that is the bamboo or rubber harvesting, and we have to track the wildlife in the forest and also used for security and surveillance purpose in forest using sensor, and also biomass estimations are used in sensor, and species inventory, what are all the species should be in the forest, you have to estimate using the sensors. And the first research in wireless sensor network was motivated by military applications with defense research projects as agency funding a number of prominent research projects such as smart dust and nest device. And advantages of sensors, they are useful and can help to delay with many security problems. They enable protection of valuables and they control things properly. And we have seen some disadvantages of sensors. They can easily be set off and cause problems. They can break down. Users need to decide carefully if they wish to be monitored 24 hours a day by a computer system. Many will not feel comfortable being in this situation as there seems to be a lot of distrust of technology, especially among older people. Using wireless makes sensors device much more expensive. Next issue is coverage problem of wireless sensor network. Coverage setback is one of the biggest issues of the wireless sensor network that determines how capably the sensor network is being enclosed by a set of sensor nodes. Target tracking applications have become one of the major use of wireless sensor networks. Target tracking using wireless sensor was initially investigated in 2002. And next one is you have to deploy the sensor in the forest environment. So deploying is fitting the sensor in the appropriate or predefined place. In most of the work studying coverage, it is assumed that the sensor nodes are static, that have stay in same place once they are deployed. Newer sensor nodes have the ability to relocate after they are deployed. These are known as mobile nodes. Sensor network nodes are deployed in an area by either placing them in predetermined location or having the random nodes located. It is easier to develop a coverage scheme for deterministic placement of sensor nodes than for random placement. Node types, that is the set of sensor nodes are selected for a sensor network can be either homogeneous or heterogeneous group. In a homogeneous group of nodes have the same capacities, that is all the sensor have same capacities or constraints. In a heterogeneous group of nodes, some nodes are more powerful than others. And next we have seen the basic introduction for acoustic wireless sensor networking for protecting the elephants. So the main origin of the problem starts with more than 4,000 years ago during the Indus Valley civilization. The capture and taming of elephants began. In recent days, people have captured more elephants to train and work them in different types of environments, zoos, temples, and circus. Elephants and humans are bound together by a long social tradition of interdependence up until contemporary times. However, in our modern day life, human elephant conflict has become one of the most emerging and significant socio ecological problems in some parts of the world. The consequences of human elephant conflict are loss of human lives or permanent disability, damage to property and cultivation, while creating a negative attitude towards the elephants. India is home to 25,000 to 30,000 wild elephants, making up over 50% of the total population of Asian elephants. Elephants and their habitat also pay the price of conflict, while 40 to 50 are killed in a year during crop riding. Forests are destroyed in the belief that it will prevent from using the area. And some we have to see some truths about the elephants. Elephants are the largest of all land animals in the world. It takes a female 22 months from conception to have a baby. This is longer than any other animal in the world. The average lifespan for an elephant in the wild is from 50 to 70 years. Heaviest elephant in the world weighed 26,000 pounds. The word elephant means ivory. The trunk of an elephant has become more than 40,000 muscles in it. Elephants are herbivorous. This means that they are eaters. Elephants consume large amount of water, up to 15 quarts of it. Elephants love to swim. Elephants have an excellent sense of smell and hearing, but poor eyesight. At 11 pounds, the elephant has a brain that is larger than any other animal in the world. And the World Elephant Day will be celebrated on August 12. And these are all also the research areas in which the elephant communication ranges and frequencies. Depending upon the frequencies, we also identify the types of elephant. That is, different types of communications are acoustic communication, visual communication, chemical, and tactile and seismic. And first one, acoustic communication. Acoustic, the term refers that is sound or omnidirectional, travels in all directions. Visual communication, elephants use visual elucidation to inform or intimate over short duration of space. And next one is chemical communication. The use of substance or compound is central to clarification between elephants. It proves the energetically efficient and long lasting time. Tactile communication or perceptible communication. Elephants are extremely sensitive and persistently feel one another by means of their trunk, ears, tusks, and feet. And next one is seismic communication. It describes the conveyance of information through vibrations of the substrate. Tactile and chemical communications often occur simultaneously. The elementary occurrence with one elephant call may diverge from 27 Hz to 10,000 Hz. And the following table illustrates the different types of frequency emitted by the elephants. We also have an idea for doing the research. Depending upon the elephant category, we identify the frequency, and also depending upon the frequency, I also identify the elephant category, age, and some etc. constraints. First one is adult male rumble 12 Hz and adult female fundamental frequency 13 Hz. Cough, that is the uh, small elephant, which is 22 Hz. Elephants in general 5 to 9000 Hz. Elephants in general, that is 1 to 20 Hz. That is the human cannot hear. So it is one of the main major research area. If suppose if the elephant emits the frequency 1 to 20 Hz, it should not be heard by the humans, but it should be recorded by the sensor if there is any disturbance. So if suppose if the elephant in general less than 20 Hz, it should be emits the frequency, means we are capturing the data in the sensor, and we have to analyze which type of elephant that emits the frequency. This is one of the major area in research. And elephants in open ground 15 to 35 Hz. Elephants normal range 14 to 24 Hz, and elephant hearing range is 12 to 16,000 Hz. Next one is literature review. First one is traditional techniques to monitor animals. Before the arrival of acoustic sensor, there were several traditional ways to monitor the elephant near the forest. First one, X-band radars, normally used for monitoring elephants. Next, human observers track animals with binoculars or cameras. Next, commercial tracker, global positioning system plus satellites. Unfortunately, for a large number of sensor nodes, the straightforward solution of adding GPS to all nodes in the network is not feasible, because in the presence of the dense forests, mountains, or other obstacles that blocks the line of sight from the GPS satellites. And next, fourth, infrared cameras were used to monitor animals. However, cameras do not work well under bad weather conditions and cannot provide animal species information. Next one, several approaches have been taken to mitigate human-elephant conflict, such as lightning fires, firecrackers, and using electric fencing system. However, these techniques suffer from various drawbacks, including non-availability of resources and operational difficulties. Now, according to Willard Loughin at the Air Force Office of Scientific Research, acoustic arrays are being considered for tracking animals. Sound source localization using microphone array has been an active research topic since early 1990s. The device enables remote group members to hear and view the specific region online. In addition, the data can be recorded in sensors and archived, collected in the database, allowing people to browse them afterwards. And existing techniques to monitoring animals. Sound source localization and direction of arrival estimation using sensor arrays have received much attention in the array signal processing field for decades. Many high resolution algorithms such as music and maximum likelihood have been proposed for wideband DOE estimation for single source. Previous work includes acoustic arrays to perform direction of arrival estimation and classification of species and tracking moving sources for recording the data. There are many concepts used to determine the localization such as following latration occurs when distance between nodes is measured to estimate location. Angulation occurs when angle between nodes is measured to estimate location. Trilateration, location of node is estimated through distance measurement from three nodes. Multilateration, in this concept, more than three nodes are used in the location estimation. Recent techniques to track movement of elephants. The Hindu newspaper dated July 1, 2013, recent techniques to track the movement of elephants, and also Dinamali paper also dated in December 3, 2013 about the movement of elephants and to be tracked facilities. Under the new warning system, infrared rays, invisible radiant energy would pass between two pillars that will be installed especially in well-known exit point. Next, the technology is short message service. Whenever an elephant passes through the pillars, the disruption in infrared rays will trigger a short message service to 5 predominant mobile numbers. Computer science emerging research areas, and you have to go through the corresponding link. And I have listed out some latest computer science research topics: chatbot technology, intention mining, real-time image detection in videos, intelligent agents, big data analysis, sentiment analysis, data mining, opinion mining, and next web mining, information retrieval, search engine optimization, digital marketing, internet of things. And what are all the ongoing research and going in present scenarios? A new biosensor for COVID-19 virus should be placed and detection in the environment of COVID-19 virus. And researchers have developed a novel sensor for detecting the new coronavirus. In future, it could be used to measure the concentration of the virus in the environment. For example, in places where there are many people or in hospital ventilation systems. And also ongoing research in new saliva test to instantly detect coronavirus with lasers. European scientists are developing an ultra-sensitive sensor that detects the coronavirus at the earliest point of infection from a saliva or a nasal swab in minutes. And next one is ongoing research, breathing monitoring and pattern recognition with wearable sensors. The creation of these wearable devices requires understanding the anatomy and physiology of the respiratory system. The knowledge about its structure and function leads to the development of the devices and that do not interfere with the respiratory mechanics or in daily life activities. And next ongoing research area is respiratory wearable sensors. It also allows selecting the best sensors in each case. Therefore, it is important to have an overview of the main types of electronic sensors used in recent years and how they have been applied, as well as signal processing and machine learning methods. And last but not the least, ancient Pulavar Thiruvalluvar said that பரியது பூங்கோட்டது ஆயினும் யானை வெறுவும் புலிதாக்குறின். So as the meaning is, யானை பருத்த உடம்பை உடையது, கூர்மையான கொம்புகளை உடையது, ஆயினும் ஊக்கமுள்ளைய புலி தாக்கினால் அதற்கு அஞ்சும். So in order to protect our elephant community and forest animals, we have to move in the immediately move in the research area for protecting the animals and using the sensor networking. And thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. The best and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is one such prayer among them. I consider it a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all on this occasion. I, on behalf of BCA Department, Sri Krishnasamy College for Women, extend my most sincere thanks to our Chief Guest, Dr. M. Devaki Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology and Cognitive Systems, Sri Krishna Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, for giving an excellent coverage on the topic Sensor Networking. I would like to express my thanks to our chairman, Thiru M.A.K. Balakrishnan sir, and our directors, Thiru K.B.K. Rajmogan sir, Thiru K.B. Arun sir, Thiru K.B. Krishnanand sir for their enormous support. I am very happy to thank our beloved Dean, Dr. R. Revati ma'am, esteemed Principal, Dr. R. Geetarani ma'am, for their motivation, moral support and guidance. I thank my lovable faculty members for their enormous cooperation and dedication in organizing this program. Last but not least, the wonderful students of this webinar program who have turned up in such great numbers from our college and various other colleges have made this program a meaningful and fruitful session. Once again, I thank one and all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.